While the group kept speculating about the mysterious deaths they had just witnessed, the only person who stood a little distanced from them was him. He was wearing a blank expression, standing still with his umbrella, and it was hard to tell what he was thinking. Up until now, he would have surely reached over immediately, offered help, or joined the conversation in order to speculate along with them. But this time, he said nothing. His partner slowly stood up, frowning a little bit at the behavior, looking at the man. And the man responds with one statement. I think you're the culprit, Battler-san.
What? You're joking, right? What is the meaning of that?
I said what I said. I think you're the culprit, Battler-san. I didn't really want to believe it at first, considering we're partners. But it looks like you leave me no choice.
No choice? Why the hell would you think I'm the culprit? We're trying to find the culprit together, right?
Of course. Then please, prove you're not the culprit. I'll be glad to hear it.
Huh? What do you mean, prove it? Isn't it obvious I'm not? I'm the one who wants to find the culprit myself. But Beato, tell him something!
Sorry, Battler. I cannot interrupt during discord on the human side. If you cannot agree on a theory, you need to clear it between yourselves and present to me your arguments.
What do you mean? Go ahead and deny it! Go ahead and tell him I'm not the culprit! You can say it in red, can't you? Go ahead and say it in red!
If we were to play like this, you could just force me to say in red whether someone is a culprit or not on every person until finding the right one. I cannot give you such red.
I see. So you cannot deny the possibility that Battler-san is the culprit. Would you be so kind as to confirm that Rosa-san and Maria-san are dead for my sake? I think that's a fair request.
Beato, wait!
Rosa and Maria are dead.
Excellent. Now, let's deny another thing. Did Maria-san and Rosa-san kill each other? I mean, that would clear everyone's names, right?
Are you insane? Do you really think Rosa Obasan shot Maria after she went so far just in order to protect her?
Well, it could have been an act, right? This is why we need the red truth. I told you already. Red truth is getting us closer to the real truth, right? Go ahead, Beatrice-san. Deny my words, or I will deny you. Maria-san and Rosa-san shooting each other will deny the involvement of the witch. But don't worry, I still have a lot up my sleeve. I will just move on and blame someone else. Go on. Can you deny it?
KH, Rosa and Maria did not kill each other. Someone else killed them.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Just as I had thought, Battler-san. You're the one who killed them.
Why do you think it was me? What makes you say it?
I've been suspecting you ever since the disappearance of Shannon-san's body from the room. You were the only one left behind to guard the door, and we never found Jessica-san's key. Of course, the possibility of someone climbing through the window and passing under your nose was possible, so I decided to go along with this claim so you wouldn't think I was suspecting you. However, now there's no doubt about it. By the time you went after Rosa-san and Maria-san, you also killed them, and then returned to the parlor. It's not very hard to understand.
Then how would you explain the stakes? I showed all of you my empty pockets before I went after Rosa Obasan and Maria, right? Besides, there were 4 injuries on each of them, 8 in total and only 6 bullets. I didn't have any extra bullets. You've seen it yourself.
That's all? Obviously, the stakes could have been hidden in the garden ahead of time, and you only placed them later. The same goes for the bullets.
Stop, I will deny this one. The murder weapon was not hidden in the garden ahead of time.
Oh? Beatrice-san, how interesting. Are you trying to help Battler-san now?
I'm not. I simply don't want you to reach a human culprit theory so easily. That would mean I will lose, after all.
Of course. Still, that's a minor detail. The stakes could be inside Maria-san's bag, considering her love for a cult, or even in the guest house. The murder happened almost by its entrance, right?
Do you really think I could have done it in such a short time? You noticed how long I was absent? That makes no sense at all!
You're quite athletic. I'm sure you could do it.
Then, what about the 4th hole with the stakes? How would you explain it? Even I don't have the strength to pierce it like that inside someone's chest or stomach.
That's not a problem. You could use something else to make the hole first. For example, the fence. It's quite pointy and sharp if you ask me. I'm sure you could pierce someone by pushing them on the fence. In fact, maybe that's how they died first. and you only emptied the gun on them later.
No, Beato, please, say something that denies this theory of his. It wasn't me. This is insane. You can't just let him blame me, right? Beato!
I already told you, Battler. I can't do it. Ha! Who would have thought that you would be pleading for me to deny a theory that attempts denying me? How the tables have turned.
This isn't about denying you anymore. I can't be the culprit. It makes no sense. Why would you even think I'm the culprit?
I've said it before. I wanted to see if I could first explain how it's done. And now, figuring out the why done it isn't that hard. Eva-san even suggested a possibility just a little while ago.
You don't believe it, do you? Do you really think someone like me would kill their own family members for money? Do you really think I'm capable of doing something like this?
I do have to admit, it does seem unfitting and out of character for you, which is something that made me doubt it for a while.
See? Then what else? What other reason do I have to murder people like this?
Victory.
Victory?
Virgilius, you don't mean.
Let's try to think about it together, Battler-san. What's the objective of this game?
The objective is to prove the witch doesn't exist. To deny her existence.
That's right. And how does one do it?
Virgilius, that's enough.
I thought you weren't supposed to interrupt the human side discussion! Out of my way, witch! Now tell me, Battler-san, how does one win?
I don't understand what you're asking me. What do you mean, how does one win?
It's actually so simple. Had I thought about it before, I would have just done it myself.
To what? Tell me already!
In order to win this game, you need to prove that the culprit is human. And what easier way would there be than becoming the culprit yourself?
No.
The easiest way to make sure you know who's the culprit.
Stop it.
And the easiest way to make sure that the culprit is a human.
Stop it! I don't want to hear it!
Is to be the culprit yourself. It's so easy. I don't understand why this game is taking so long. I should have just thought about it myself. Battler-san, if you're the culprit, you can even say it in red, right? I'm the human culprit. That's how it goes. How simple is that? Go ahead and say it.
No, I would never do something like this. I would never become a killer, even if it was the only way to deny the witch. I would never do something like this.
Does it really matter, Battler-san? Does it really matter if you're the culprit or not? After all, we can crack this theory, deny the witch, and escape this place. Besides, isn't it great? This is just what you wanted.
The hell is it something I wanted?
Didn't you say it yourself? You wanted a solution where you didn't need to blame anyone from your family. Do you see it now, Battler-san? If you blame yourself, you don't need to suspect any of them, right? You don't need to blame anyone or hate anyone.
I don't...
Hey, Battler-san! Why are you crying? Why are you crying, Battler-san? You're here to crush the witch, aren't you? Isn't it what you wanted? It's what you wanted, right? Look at this! Hey, come on! Join me, Battler-san! Laugh with me! Why aren't you rejoicing? Go ahead and laugh with me! Victory is approaching! It's our victory! This is what you wished for! Now you may be wondering, Rom, how are you going to do the Kansai dialect, Virgilius? And the answer is like this. My debut was planned for episode 3. My role was that I was supposed to completely knock Battle off the bottom after he submitted to the witch illusion in episode 2. Hello. There are always two truths. Without love, it cannot be seen. Yes, sir, it cannot. Rio Colasi, I'm going to shit myself.